from the IBA at Winchester, engineering announcements for the radio and television trade.
Hello and welcome to another Tuesday roundup of engineering announcements for the radio and television trade. Today we continue last week's theme of independent radio and look in a bit more detail at the plans for VHF Band 2 and some of the implications. On the television front, the current batch of Channel 4 additions to existing relays, the week's summary of special announcements, and full details of entirely new relays at Elton in Cheshire, Llangurig in Powys, Hammersmith in West London, and Bangor in County Down.
As some listeners to local radio have found already, a number of frequencies for both IBA and BBC stations are due to change over the next 18 months or so. This is all part of a European reorganisation of Band 2, which will ultimately be of great value. Although the changes cause some confusion with listeners, the good news is that the whole of Band 2, right up to 108 MHz, will be available for broadcasting. This in turn will allow two more national networks on VHF, one for the BBC's Radio 1 service and the other for the IBA's proposed independent national radio. Another benefit is that all local radio will fall logically into two sub-bands, being still further divided as far as possible into BBC halves and ILR halves.
The new plan comes into effect in July 1987, but it's just not practical to do the changes overnight, or for the present non-broadcasters to clear the channels by that implied deadline. This means that local radio frequencies will change on a schedule lasting until July 87, and it will be 1990 before both of the new national network allocations are available. The final section of Band 2 may take even longer to clear. But in exchange for all this good news, there are implications for the receiving equipment. First of all, many existing FM aerials were designed to cover only up to 100 MHz. Stations are already transmitting above that frequency, and so any new aerials purchased should be capable of working with frequencies up to 108 MHz. The same goes for receivers. Even some modern car radios tune only as far as 104 MHz, so do keep a watchful eye on those tuning dials and digital readouts.
We've recently produced a special leaflet on the plans for Band 2, including the implications for present and future services and the logic behind the whole scheme. It also includes a list of all the ILR stations due to be affected by frequency changes. The leaflet is called VHF Radio 88 to 108 MHz, and if you'd like a copy, we'll be giving our address and telephone number at the end.
One other important development in ILR underlines yet again the need to promote VHF listening in preference to medium wave. There will be stations coming on air on VHF only, where extensions to existing franchises are being achieved with minimum cost. One such case may well be the Basingstoke and Andover extension to the existing Reading franchise. The IBA has just announced that this new enlarged franchise will go to Radio 210, the existing Reading contractor. This is due from January 1987, so it's worth promoting the use of VHF not just on grounds of quality, but also on programme availability and choice.
Television matters now, starting with special announcements. In the Borders, BEARY PEARK was expected off this morning from 9:30 until about 12:30, although the work may have to be postponed until tomorrow or Thursday.
In South Wales, Tynerwydd was also due off this morning from 9:30 until 12:30. This time for aerial work, which is, once again, weather-dependent.
In North East England, the new relay at Falstone by the Kielder Reservoir is off today between 9 AM and 4:30 PM due to routine supply maintenance by the Electricity Board.
For the same reason, Kilkeel in Northern Ireland is liable to interruption throughout the day.
On the island of Mull, ITV and Channel 4 from Torresay will be off tomorrow morning from 9:30 until 12:30 for electrical maintenance. This will also affect a dozen dependent relays.
Also off tomorrow, CROESERW in South Wales, where aerial work means interruption between 9:30 AM and 12:30 PM, weather dependent as always with this type of work.
And the London ILR services from Saffron Green are expected to be on reserve aerial tomorrow from early morning until 7:30 p.m. So Capital Radio and LBC medium wave signals are likely to be weaker than normal, and there'll be short breaks as the aerials are changed over. This work is for further refurbishment following the fire a few months back, and if weather conditions are not right, it could all be held over until Thursday.
Back to South Wales, and Pennorth is due off this Thursday between 9 a.m. and 3:30 p.m. This is for Electricity Board maintenance. And Dowleys is also expected off on Thursday, this time between 9:30 a.m. and 12:30 p.m. This is for aerial maintenance and therefore weather dependent.
New relays now, and in Cheshire near Ellesmere Port, Elton is now on the air. The station is designed to extend UHF coverage to just over 1,500 people in Elton, Helsby and Alvanley. Granada Television and TVAM are on Channel 24, with Channel 4 on 31. Aerials must be Group A types, mounted for vertical polarisation. That's the new relay at Elton in Cheshire, already on air and due in full service this Friday.
In mid-Wales, near Llanidloes, the Llangurig relay ran into problems last week and is now due this week. The relay will offer better reception for 250 people, mainly in Llangurig itself, and also northwestwards along the Wye Valley for about 4 miles. HTV Wales and TVAM will be on Channel 23, with S4C on 29. Group A aerials are needed, vertically polarised. Llangurig is due on the air this week.
In West London, a relay for parts of Hammersmith is due to open later this week. Coverage is largely in an area previously served by a cable system, now discontinued, and 6,700 people should benefit, mainly around Hammersmith Broadway, Brook Green, an area south of Hammersmith Flyover, and westwards as far as Ravenscourt Park. Existing viewers in these areas using poor signals from Reigate, Hemel Hempstead or Hannington should change to the new relay to avoid interference problems. London ITV will be on Channel 59, with Channel 4 on 65. Aerials will have to be Group CD and vertically polarised. Hammersmith is due on the air later this week.
In County Down, a relay at Bangor is nearing completion and is expected on air in a few weeks. It's to serve about 1,000 people in the coastal area on the west side of Bangor Bay and southwards to about the northern edge of Castle Park. Existing Whitehead viewers within the new service area who suffer any interference will have to be encouraged to change to the new relay when the time comes. Ulster Television and TVAM will be on Channel 59, with Channel 4 on 65. Aerials will need to be Group CD, vertically polarised. Bangor is due within the next few weeks, but probably not before Christmas.
Channel 4 additions to established relays, and last week saw the new service at Calver Peak on Channel 42, adding another 4,500 to Channel 4's coverage. The Upavon installation in Wiltshire has run into difficulties, and it may or may not have the new service before Christmas. And in the West Midlands, on the England-Wales border, Kington is likely to have Channel 4 this week. The channel is 42, and it's for about 2,000 people.
Before we go, a reminder of our updated service of transmitter information on Oracle Teletext. Page 297 on ITV is fully regionalised and gives opening dates for the 4th channel on relays still without that service. Page 597 on Channel 4 is our main summary of information for the trade, including daily transmitter announcements. All of it is updated direct from our computer editing terminal in our inquiry office here at Winchester.
And that's all for this week, except for the address to which you should send any technical queries on independent broadcasting. Engineering Information Service, Independent Broadcasting Authority, Crawley Court, Winchester, Hampshire, SO21 2QA. You can telephone on Winchester 822 444 or via our London office on 01 584 7011, in the latter case asking for engineering information. Or we'll hope you'll look in again next Tuesday at 9:15 and 12:15 with a touch of Christmas cheer. Until then, from John Lovell and from me, Janet Smythe, and all of us here at Crawley Court, goodbye for now.